Hello, this is movie review number 1126. This is Will and Harper. Will and Harper is a 2024 movie directed by Josh Greenbaum. Greenbaum. Josh Greenbaum. This is from Netflix Films, and I saw this movie on September 21st, 2024 at the Neon Movie Theater in Dayton, Ohio. So I think this movie is out on Netflix now, but I got to see this movie before it got released on Netflix. So this is a documentary that is about actor Will Ferrell, who you probably know, and his friend Harper Steele. When Will Ferrell finds out that his close friend of 30 years is coming out as a trans woman, the two decide to embark on a cross-country road trip to process this new stage of the relationship in a portrait of friendship and transition. So, Harper Steele used to be known as Andrew Steele. Andrew and Will met on the production of Saturday Night Live, and Will recounts how Andrew and Will made up sketches that were used on the show Saturday Night Live, and they've always had a close friendship for 30 years. That's pretty good. So recently, of course, I think the film was filmed maybe in 2022, I believe, maybe 2021, 2022. Will Ferrell recently found out that his friend Andrew Steele was going to become a trans woman, and Andrew Steele was now going to become Harper Steele. And of course, Will Ferrell is definitely supportive of his friend, and Will decides, along with Harper, that the two of them go on a cross country road trip to try to process this new stage that Harper is going through. With the support of Harper's family and friends, Harper decides to go along with Will and go on this road trip. So they made several stops along the way, um, including Indiana, um, Nevada, Las Vegas, and eventually making their way to California. Um, I think they started in New York, maybe. I forget where they started, but it's right somewhere from the East Coast to the West Coast. And so, many of the stops along the way, they are welcomed by fans, friends, and family alike, including celebrities who you get to see cameoed in the film, including Kristen Wiig, who is working on the song for Will and Harper. That's very neat. Um, Unfortunately, there are some moments in the movie that are a little tense or sad, um, due to everything that Harper has gone through, and I don't want to discuss too much, but I will say that most of the people in the movie, besides Will Ferrell himself, most of the people have been fully supportive of Andrew Steele becoming Harper Steele, very supportive, and they still like Harper Steele as who Harper Steele is. Unfortunately, there are some people in the movie that you see that aren't agreeing to what Harper Steele is becoming, and that's sad. But I like how in the movie, which is a documentary, of course, I will say it's more like a road trip documentary rather than a standard documentary where actors or people talk in front of the camera to another person. This movie is more like, oh, what's the word? Yeah, it's more like a road trip documentary where you see the two main people being on the road talking to each other about Harper Steele's transition to becoming a trans woman, and also some other things that they have experienced in their life. And even though this new stage in Harper's life is now in reality, The friendship between Will and Harper will never change. Has never changed, and it probably never will. I really like that. Yeah, this was a pretty good movie, and like I said, I think it's on Netflix now. And Kristen really does sing her song that she wrote for Will and Harper near the end of the movie, which was pretty neat. Like I said, I thought it was a pretty good movie. So that's my movie review of Will and Harper. Please enjoy my next movie review. Bye. Goodbye.